and welcome to my channel, Lotus Floss. I'm your host, Hivelto. In this channel, we'll be talking about spirituality, reality creation, um, self-improvement, health, philosophy, but I will also be discussing my spiritual journey and what I've learned along the way. And hopefully what I share with you, you can learn from and improve in your life or know what not to do. So by the title of this video, you see that we're going to discuss spirituality, the double-edged sword. And what I mean by that is a lot of spirituality, let's say law of attraction, community, there's this big movement for positivity. You have to be positive all the time. And while, yes, that's one of the things that we learn in our spiritual journey is to find more happiness, positivity, whatever you want to call it. Um, there's also a dark side to it, a double-edged sword, let's say. And what I mean by that is sometimes people take this too literally, excuse me, and they think, I have to be positive all the time. And when they start feeling negative emotions, they start to feel like, oh, I'm not doing this correctly. Why am I feeling these emotions? So on and so forth. And that can create a conundrum. You'll be stuck in this cycle because you'll be beating yourself up for these negative emotions that one naturally has, especially if you're dealing with a lot of trauma. And what I've found, learning actually many techniques, I'll just name a few here, like Larry Bellata's Black Stamp Method, Dr. Robert Anthony's The Flip Switch, and let's say Dr. David R. Hawkins, Letting Go. I found that while some of the techniques work in some situations, like, for instance, you get a spurt, like just a negative emotion that's not too strong. Most of the time, a lot of these simple techniques of just focusing on something positive, closing your eyes, thinking about something that, brings you joy, works. They don't necessarily work for emotions that hit you hard. And this is a big problem in the spiritual community because what they make you feel like is you're not supposed to be feeling these negative emotions. And if you are, you're doing it wrong. And if you are, you can mess up your manifestation or slow it down, or, just it completely won't show up. And this is actually so far from the truth. Emotions are made to be felt. And sometimes very strong emotions, the more you fight it, obviously, the stronger they get. And the more you beat yourself up about feeling these emotions, the stronger they get. And it just kind of kills your confidence. And it just, wreaks havoc. It makes you feel like you're not doing this correctly. And that's definitely not a good thing. You got to be patient with yourself and practice self-love, especially for people who are just beginning this. It's natural that you're going to feel these negative emotions, arise. Now, what I found the best method to deal with those very strong negative emotions is the technique that I mentioned earlier by Dr. Dr. David R. Hawkins, Letting Go. And basically, let's say a very strong negative emotion, pops up, you just allow it to be. You can tell yourself, okay, I see it. And the trick is not to get involved with the negative story that it's telling you. To just practice detachment. Like, I like to picture sometimes when these negative emotions happen, I will do the letting go technique, but I'll just imagine myself on a bridge, and there's water, there's water flowing underneath that bridge. And I just imagine that water is just my emotions, and I'm just watching it go by and not attaching myself to those negative emotions. Now, obviously, this is easier said than done, but the more you practice it, the better you will get at it. And definitely be patient with yourself, because sometimes these negative emotions can last 30 minutes, an hour, sometimes several days. And the worst thing you can do is just beat yourself up about it, or not, like, I just feel uncomfortable. I don't want to feel this emotion. Just allow it to be there. It will go away on its own. And you'll see that through time, these negative emotions will either not come up, or when they do, they're not as strong. Because think about it this way: these negative emotions are like energy packets stuck in you, and they have to come out. You know, and the thing is, like, we basically, how do I say this? We feel that our emotions are us, and really they're not. And I know that's can sometimes be a hard concept to grasp, but really, when you think about it, are you really that emotion? Because you're able to observe that emotion. And, you know, like Eckhart Tolle, he calls it the pain body. And you're not really this body. This is just a vessel for your spirit or spark, or whatever you want to call it, to function in this dense 3D reality. So I hope this helped. This is my first video. I didn't want to make it too long, but I will be posting a lot more videos in the future. And if you liked what you heard, please subscribe to the channel and leave comments in the comment section below. Till next time, take care. Peace.